right? But I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to read Acts 9.
What about the third? Third. One time he talked about the men with him seeing the light. The next one he said they didn't see the light.
I don't remember that, but I'm going to read this first. Acts 9 and 5. And he said, "Who art thou, Lord?" And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Okay? And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice but seeing no man. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus.
So the men heard the voice. They didn't see nobody.
So let's go to the precept. Okay. This might be it right here. Nah, it's not. Acts 13. Oh yeah. Acts 13. Acts 22. Acts 22. Here we go. This is what you're talking about. Acts 22 and 7. And I fell on, matter of fact, I'm going to read Acts 22 and 5. As also the high priest doth bear me witness, and all the estate of the elders, from whom also I received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring them which were there bound unto Jerusalem for to be punished. And it came to pass that as I made my journey and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me. And I fell unto the ground and heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake with me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, Arise and go into Damascus, and there shall be told thee of all things which are appointed for thee to do. When I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. It talks about Ananias. Right?
So in that account, you read another message, Jesus telling them about, came to come and do these works and be a witness to them and all that. And my point was, one point was, the men saw the light. They heard the voice, but they didn't see no man. And that one you just read said they saw the light, but they didn't hear the voice.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay. So, we shall get all these counts. We should go down to what it says.
Yeah, that's good now.
I still talk to it.
That's the same thing with the crucifixion and the resurrection story. Ascension to heaven, all that. What's the story?
Right, so it was Acts 9 and 7, and the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man.
Hearing the voice, seeing no man.
Right, so they didn't see him.
They heard him.
Okay.
Go back.
They didn't see him.
They heard him.
All right, Acts 22. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. Why? Because he spoke to them in Hebrew. Now let's go. They spoke to Paul in Hebrew. Now let's go to it. Okay.
If he spoke in Hebrew or Greek, they still didn't hear.
Okay. They didn't understand
But why the first story they heard it though? The first account they heard it.
Right. He said they heard it.
Yeah,
Okay. And then he started to speak to Paul in the Hebrew. That's when he broke it down. Like he broke down about I simply need to be a minister unto them. Because everything that you read in the scripture is a continuation or a continual point of the last one. Okay?
That's the same story. It's not a continuation. That's telling the same story.
It didn't contradict.
The men that he was walking and saw the light. The men who was with him saw the light, but they didn't hear the voice. Then he was walking, he saw the light. The men who was with him heard the voice and didn't see no man. That's not.
There was no man there.
That's not. But I'm saying that's not a continuation of the story. That's like me telling you the story, then telling you the story, starting at the same point. Not me telling you, then stopping right here, and starting to telling him.
That's how the Bible is. The same thing. It's in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a continuation. It's starting at the same point. Those stories started at the same point. They didn't leave off here and start here.
But they do
started.
I'm gonna show you.
But what I'm saying, what you just read is not a continuation. What you read is the same point.
All about
how is it a continuation? Because I'm walking and I see a light. And when I tell you the story, I'm walking and I see a light. That's not a continuation. That's the same point.
I know that. But what I'm saying is, for example, okay, you read in what is it? When you read the crucifixion story, okay, not all the people, not all the gospels explain the crucifixion story the exact same way. You had Matthew, you had Mark, Luke, and John. They all had the same points, but they all explained it, which would be a continuation or something that they received that the other person didn't write down. That's why when you read the scripture, you go back and forth.
That's the same person telling the story. That's not different people.
It is different people telling the story.
Some scriptures is wrote different, but the same thing.
Right.
Paul was a persecutor. He was a great persecutor of other Christians.
Yeah.
But he didn't know he was a chosen vessel. The gospel.
See what you didn't get what I'm saying? But he's telling the story about when he saw the light.
Right.
Now, if I tell you when I saw the light, and I tell him when I saw the light, it's not a continuation. It's not a different person. I'm still saying the same thing. It's still the same person telling the story.
Right.
I just told it to him a little differently than I told it to you.
But the same person wasn't telling the story.
But who told that story?
That's what I was saying.
Who told that story in a different account?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go to it. Okay. Let's go to the beginning of Acts. Okay.
Luke, right? Or Luke, whoever it was, writing the story down.
Right. Luke. And then you have first person view telling their account.
But what I'm saying, still, it no matter who told it. It's still starting right here when the light, when you see the light, hear the voice. Right. I'm excluding everything else about the story right now. Just that point about the men hearing the voice and seeing the light. That's just one point of the story.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Let's go through it. Okay. Now we're gonna go to right. What is Acts chapter 9. Verse 6, and he trembling and astonished said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. Okay? And he heard a voice, but they didn't see no man. Then when we go to the next one, it's going to hear, we're going to read about the Lord specifically speaking to the Paul in Hebrew. Okay? But that was the first one I read.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're gonna get to the same point in that same book.
7-8.
Look.
What you doing, man?
Huh?
This is revival.
This is Acts 22.
Doing a little dialogue.
Acts 22, 8. And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid. But they heard not the voice of him that spake to me.
Right. But you just read that they heard it in the verse account.
Right, and I'm explaining to you what they didn't hear, what they heard, and I'm explaining what they heard and what they didn't hear.
It's the same
That's what I
point.
was
It's the
saying.
same point of the story.
But it's different. It's different perspectives of what they said. That's why it's
Now you
different.
saying
That's why it's in there 3 times so you can
saying you're
repeat
gonna say he
itself.
spoke in Hebrew.
Right.
On the first account, you didn't mention that he spoke, but it's the same point of
But
the story.
that's why later it explains to you what voice they heard or they did not hear.
No, it don't explain that.
Okay.
That's like personal interpretation of that.
It's not personal interpretation. I'm reading what it says. I'm reading it. I'm reading exactly what it says.
But it's saying 2 different things.
Okay.
So which one I choose, which one I believe? Either they heard the voice or they didn't hear the voice.
That's why I'm explaining you what they heard and what they did not
They
hear.
stood speechless.
Right. And I'm
They saw the
explaining to
light.
you
They didn't hear
what
the
they
voice.
heard and what they did not hear. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? All right? Because yeah. That's the point. So back, like I said, matter of fact, I'm going to read it. Okay? At the same point. Acts 26 and 14 that I just read in 22. And when we were all fall to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. Okay? So he heard him speak to him in the Hebrew tongue.
So
Why?
they didn't hear
Saul
that.
Saul understood that.
But the
It
other
was to
people
Paul.
didn't hear that.
That's why it speaks about them seeing the light. But they
What I'm
didn't
saying,
get
other
it.
people didn't hear him say, Saul, Saul, why thou persecutest?
Right, and he said, I am Jesus, or in the Hebrew
So
tongue,
they didn't hear none of that.
not persecuted. Right?
They didn't hear none
That's
of
what the scripture said.
But I'm saying other people didn't hear that.
They didn't hear that.
Now go back and read what
Okay.
they heard.
Okay.
What he told them, did not another one, but they heard the voice.
Okay, Acts chapter 9. Acts 9. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man. But they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus.
So what did he say?
Okay?
What did he say? The voice they heard, what did he say?
What did he see?
What did he say?
What did he say? It explains to you
No,
in that verse.
in that one.
It doesn't explain it.
No, yes it do.
That does not explain it.
When he was on his way to Damascus and he seen the light, Saul saw why thou persecuted me and all that, he fell to
Right,
the ground.
right.
They said the men heard that.
They said they didn't hear that.
That one, no, that one said they heard the voice, right?
Right.
The other one said they didn't hear it, but that one said they heard it.
Because he spoke to
No,
the person.
that one.
I know that
Read
one.
that one from the beginning.
I'm
Read that
explaining.
one.
I'm
No,
saying the
read
second
that one. Read that
Okay.
one. Read that one when he said, when Saul saw the light. Read that one.
Okay.
Read the beginning.
Acts 9. And 3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus. And suddenly there shone round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth. And heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he trembling and astonished said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he had to go into the city, right?
Didn't they hear him say, Saul, Saul, why thou persecuted
That's
me?
not what they heard. I'm reading
What
what
did
they
they hear?
heard. And he trembled. Okay, verse 6. And he trembling in the stun and said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the
Okay,
Lord said
I
unto
get
him,
you.
arise
heard-
and go into the
so
city,
they heard go
and it
into-
shall be told thee what thou must do.
So that's what they heard.
And the men was journeying with him still speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. What? Now watch this. And this is
Okay.
why. And this is going to explain why they heard it.
That's what they heard.
Okay? And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man. But they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. How did they know to bring him into Damascus? Because that's what they heard.
So they didn't
And
hear
you
the
read
other
the other accounts, he was speaking
So-
to Paul in Hebrew.
So,
Okay? That's
Paul
why he
have
had to
no-
go
so
and
Paul have
explain
no
it.
witnesses that he heard a voice, that somebody even spoke to him from heaven. The men didn't hear that.
What do you mean he had no witnesses?
If the men didn't hear him say, Saul, Saul, why you persecuted thou me and all that type of stuff, so So the men who were with him can't even
He had witnesses. He had witnesses. They were there with him.
But you said they didn't hear that because
They didn't have to hear that to hear.
Oh, come on, man.
To hear what they had to do. That's how the scriptures break it down.
Now that scripture never said that the people only heard bring him to Damascus. They didn't hear
It
the other stuff.
explains to you that, and the reason why you know that is because when
So
you go
how
to
you
the
know-
precept,
how you know the
in
other
the next
men-
chapter, it breaks it down what he heard.
So the other men didn't understand Hebrew.
Well, let's read it.
Why I say that the other men
Let's
didn't
read it.
understand Hebrew?
Okay? And even if they did or didn't understand, he still spoke it to Paul. Okay?
But they say the men that were journeying with him heard the voice.
Right, they heard the
heard what he
voice.
told Paul.
That's the thing. You can hear people talking, but that don't mean you know what they said.
You can't separate what they heard and what they didn't. It don't break down what they
It
heard.
do break down what they heard and what they did.
I like this.
But that's what the scripture.
I like that. That's nice.
Right?
You gotta talk.
Right?
Nah,
Right?
we ain't
What
gonna
did
make
you
no
break
point
down?
right here.
What?
We ain't gonna make no point because you firm and I'm
Right.
firm. So we-
Hey, well, hey, admitted it. Lord say you make our foreheads strong against their foreheads. Okay?
Another one I had, but it's the ascension into heaven.
Okay.
In
Who's
Acts,
ascension in heaven?
Jesus.
Okay.
In Acts, say he stayed around 40 days before he was taken up. In one of the Gospels, he went up the same day as he had the resurrection. They went to the tomb and seen him. He was taken up to heaven that same day.
It didn't say that.
They don't exactly say I took him up the same day, but if you read it, just like you said, preception, if you read it, you'll see that.
Right.
But I don't have.
So you saying,
I think it's either.
you just tell me what book and I can
It's
go
probably
straight
Luke.
to the
It's gonna be Luke or John. It's like the last one. Luke or John. But it ain't last one.
Okay, let me go to Luke 19, Luke 4. Okay, hold on. Okay, Luke 24. Now, Luke 24 and 1.
No, it's like the whole verse. It's like the whole chapter.
That's what I'm saying. I'm starting at verse 1. Let me go down. Luke 24 and 1. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. Speaking about Mary Magdalene and them going to the tomb. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. And they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout, behold, two men stood by them in shining garments. And as they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee, saying, Thou the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again. And they remembered his words, and returned from the sepulchre, and told all these things unto the 11 and to all the rest. It was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary the mother of James and the other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles. And their words seemed to them as idle tales, and they believed them not. Then arose Peter and ran unto the sepulchre, and stooping down, he beheld the linen clothes laid by themselves, and departed, wondering in himself at that which was to come to pass. And behold, two of them went that same day to a village called Emmaus, which was from Jerusalem about 80 furlongs. Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. It's live streaming for the internet now?
Nah,
Okay.
it ain't live. Right?
Okay.
Just teaching the word, it's spreading the Bible to the people. I'm just a priest. Priest? Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you. We need this in these times. We do. It's dangerous for you out there. I go to the school, about to get security guards who are believers as well. Just come close up and make this real. Because the new Malcolm X might be around here somewhere. How you doing? What's your name?
As far as the new Malcolm X, what you mean by that?
It was literally just a metaphor.
I know what you mean, but I'm just saying, I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying.
I hear you.
More like a new leader? New leader for the people?
Georgia State has a new record label.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually just had a record label.
Oh,
Yeah, they have a new one.
and that's what you're dealing with, Georgia State?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. These are students. Some of these students are actually alumni, volunteers, people that work in the city. That understood, certain things that are trying to be done. So they're going to be helping to finance certain programs, like taking a homeless person and making them millions of dollars. And that'd be the name of the scene. I mean, you put it on TV, and it happens all the time. And God just provides. God provides to people through the thing that, like a tweet or Instagram or hashtag or video. This is amazing. This is good. Praise God. Being here.
Well, just to break it down in a nutshell, I'm gonna get nowhere. I got you. But just to to break it down in a nutshell, I'm teaching the truth according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bahai's coming back soon.
Right. You probably heard the Hebrew Israelites before you heard the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, I got to do more studying.
Okay. Well, the Hebrew Israelite is a nationality. Okay. It's our nationality. Okay. Which according to the Bible, when you read the prophecies and the different things in the scriptures that were spoken by the ancient prophets, everything about the children of Israel pertains to what happened to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America and what has
it sounds like we black. It sounds like we us. It sounds like it's only one you teaching, that's Jesus.
As far as you mean the Messiah?
Yeah,
Messiah,
Okay, right.
Yeah. Which his name isn't Jesus.
Yeah, right, but what I'm saying though, America, language.
Right.
What
English.
they call him?
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Jesus. Just us.
Yeah. He picked up on it.
As a entertainment business, sometimes I write different things and talk about them.
I see what you're saying. But that's a characteristic of an Israelite, man. To flip stuff and be in it. That's pertaining to the people in this book. Okay. Now you talk about like a new Malcolm X, a new.
Messenger, hold on, what Messiah, when we say Messiah, we're talking messenger like Jesus Christ?
I'm talking about him.
Messiah.
Who
Messiah.
Like who? Jesus Christ?
Yes, who the world calls Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
What's the Messiah?
Right.
Okay.
What's the Messiah?
Look,
the Messiah.
We got to get you stage, we got to get you floor seats, student section, all of that. We got to get that set up soon. This is good. I'm Allure. My name's Allure the Writer. It's nice talking to you. Allure. Okay. Yeah, I work with the school. We got a new program that's funded. So it got kind of fun. Yes, it did. But you still had to have regular security. So this is great. Are you out here often?
Yeah. I'm out here every week.
What's the schedule looking like? I'm talking pull up, the security guard with the camera, we'll have an internship, won't say much, and then we go through the scene, it'd be great. And then if you want to make appearances at the school, like you get the plaza right around the corner, Georgia State Plaza, and you get maybe a table, camera out there, you have a scene, you speak to one of the students about, you bring to allow him to. Look, the thing is, man, Atlanta's moving fast. Atlanta's really moving. People don't really know whose granddad had on what jacket in RoboCop 2. While he was filming that when he did that.
Right. I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know.
Look, this has to happen. Allure, I'll be out.
Man, speaking of judgment, man. See it moving in the right direction, huh?
Well, I'll say this, as far as I'm not exactly clear right now on what your ultimate goal with the whole thing is.
I'm sorry?
I'm not exactly sure on what the ultimate goal on producing that or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say this.
Well, you have one goal right now with what you're actually producing. The fact that you told me that you actually believe in the Messiah as well lets me know that you and I are producing the same thing, which is called the gospel.
Okay.
Once it's produced, it has to be executively produced.
Okay. Well, it is being I'm the executive producer right now. So you're saying you want this to be on a bigger platform, a larger?
That's what the school's about. That's what the school has done. The school now has a record label. The record label has different artists.
Okay. Well, I have to honestly say I am not the man for that position.
Oh, well, you're the man for spreading the gospel, man. That's what God needs you to be, and that's what you're out here being.
I'm not the man for that position. As far as, I'm all for pushing the truth in the word, but I'm all for doing it the way that the Lord had it written down in the scriptures. I mean, I'm not looking for no cameras and TV time. No, to be honest, they wouldn't give me TV time. They wouldn't give me TV time. I mean, I'm not sure if you're speaking about local access. They wouldn't give me TV time unless they were going to say something horrible. Right, unless it be some bad.
They get the Hebrews a bad name.
Right. That just give me a bad name. But
it's gonna get real. This pretty guy getting impatient. Look, the school just look at the flyers from the school and stuff. The student body. Remember, this is a school out here. So this school go to stage.
Right, I've seen him and I talked to him a couple times before.
Campus was co-signed the label. He just made an appearance. It's already released. The labels.
But you're welcome to come back and listen and whatever. Okay? Oh, yeah, well, that's prophecy, man. Like we've been saying for years, brother. You know, that there was going to be truth in the streets. You know?
Next year, they were going to come out.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell how soon that stuff will happen. You know? I think I saw something on that, but I ain't watched the video on it.
Round a little something up.
Right. But you know what? But that's the point. But that's the whole point of this, bro. Because this word tells all about that.
Hey, but see,
I'm gonna go back to your point.
You speak a little bit about the Medic Egyptian stuff.
Yeah.
About the little Osiris drama, some of even cut up and scattered and all of the pieces.
Right. I know about that story, and they couldn't find this rod, and then that's where they get the.
Well, I take that was like since thousands of years ago, so I don't know exactly what the mindset of people come up with it was. But my take on that is the same take that you got about this, about the 12 tribes of Israel. About Osiris being bold, one, and he chopped up, scattered here, and there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Killed, you know. It's simple. It's like you relate to Hebrew nation. It was a strong nation once, but then they got broken down and scattered up. So I think the Osiris drama is symbolic to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which that's more symbolic and mysticism. What separates that from this is that this is fact. This is documented.
That's fact too.
Unadulterated fact. Osiris never existed.
I mean,
Osiris never existed.
A lot of people should have said that about
Right, they say that, but the records prove that Jesus existed. He's in the Roman records. Okay?
A lot of people. They had one Jesus who was prophesying the destruction. Jesus ben Panthera, who was prophesying the destruction of the temple. That's a record, Roman record.
You said Jesus who?
The son of the Panther, Jesus ben Panthera.
Jesus ben Panthera. I've never heard of that title.
Yeah.
But this man, okay, who was called Jesus Christ, he is in the Roman record. Okay? He's in the records of Josephus. Right, Christus.
No, not Christos, but Christus. Serapis.
Christus Serapis, that's an old Greek guy.
That's what I'm saying. Around that same time, the bishops of Serapis was called Christians.
Right. But that was a derogatory term because the people were going around saying that he was the Messiah. So they said, oh, that's in Acts 10. To be called a Christian, to call the disciples of the Lord at that time Christian was a derogatory term. Okay? You did have Christus Serapis back then. Okay? You had Christus Serapis, which actually looked like this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the disciples were calling Jesus Christ the Messiah, which in the Greek would be Christos. Okay? Christ.
So Jesus in the Roman record.
But that's just a title.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's like Messiah.
Right. That's just a title. So them calling, with that worship going on back then, them calling the disciples of the Lord Christians is derogatory. You know what I'm saying? Because that would relate the disciples of the Lord to Christus Serapis, and that's not true.
Ben Panthera.
I would have to look that name up. I don't know about Jesus ben Panthera.
Yeah, That's it.
But I look it up. But he
got a good book
he is
called
in the
James
records.
James the brother of Jesus.
James the brother of Jesus. I think I don't have that book. I think I have some book that reference some
of the reference on the Josephus records. About all Jesus and all that.
Yeah, who would be ISIS?
ISIS was set up by the American government during the Bush era. Okay. Yeah. You know about ISIS?
I know a little bit of it. You talking about the Islamic stuff?
Yeah. The CIA set them up.
Oh, they got set up.
Yeah.
That's why they won't go against them.
Boko Haram.
That's why they ain't going against them.
Well, that's I've heard it's been. Well, I think it was John McCain. I watched it this week. He had said something about arming the rebels.
Right.
So I don't know if they're gonna arm them because they want to use ISIS as a new group. Al Qaeda finished, basically. So they gotta have a new boogeyman.
Yeah,
just like Bin Laden.
Boko Haram.
Right?
Boko Haram in Nigeria.
Yeah, when they're kidnapping the girls and stuff. Right. That's all they doing. Why start off this war?
Why they send the troops over there to try to stop them?
Right? Because you gotta play. It's a war. You gotta have both. They gotta fight somebody.
You know where the United States oil come from?
I ain't talking about the oil, I'm talking about the ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS is terribly.
I don't know too much. I know.
Yeah.
Like, what ISIS? I ain't even following.
ISIS basically. But you can, watch and just hear stuff about them. But that's like the new name in the media now. ISIS, the evil bad guy terrorist. Which that's set up by the CIA. That's set up by the Huh? Well, yeah. But like I said, you got NATO. I believe NATO just sent like 4,000 troops over there. And it's basically supposed to be going back and forth with them. But now you got ISIS talking about blowing up different stuff in America.
Right.
Okay? So that's that's the type of stuff that people should be watching out for.
Right.
Okay? But whatever they do is supposed to be even bigger than 9/11. Okay? Now we don't know when it's gonna happen. 9/11 is what? 4 days away. It might happen then, but it might not. Because so many people know about it and talk about it, they might push it back. It is spectacular. It is spectacular. But something's gonna have to happen because they want to bring that new world order.
That's probably what they might have hoping people would do a lot more rebellion like with the Fergus thing so they could.
Right. And that's what they want. I think
the people just ain't reacting the way they
Right. You're right about that.
But that was a good place to start in the middle of the country.
Right.
Then you had the Florida thing, then the big man in New York.
Oh, yeah.
So you trying to poke something off in Louisiana and Baton Rouge.
Yeah. I didn't hear about a thing in Louisiana though.
The dude resigned though.
Feel me?
I don't understand how they did catch all this man text messages. So he texting like a lot of text messages from somebody.
And they hijacked his phone.
Man, I don't know how they come about, man. That's just something set up, I guess they're trying to keep that going, give it some publicity, put it in the mind of the people.
Right, but they trying to stir us stir up our people to go out because like with our people going off, that'll give them a reason to bring in the martial law troops and put us in the camps, the concentration camps, all that stuff. Okay? Right? Now, so with knowing that's what brings us back to the knowledge that me and you was talking about. What's real and what's not.
What it look like in there?
That just brings it back to the scriptures. What knowledge is going to save you when that stuff happens and what's going to get you, by in this day? Because those things are going to happen. Okay? And it's prophecy. Alright? Matter of fact, I'm going to read that. Okay?
So what knowledge going to save us?
Okay.
How we going to get saved from this?
The knowledge in the book. And I'm going to show you exactly.
Look, when Jesus was telling his people about the fall of Jerusalem.
Right.
He told them basically get the hell out there.
Right, it is right, That's right. Matthew 24 and 20.
The only thing he told them was, look, pray that your flight don't be on the Sabbath.
Right, or in the wintertime.
Yeah, go, get out.
Right. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it since you quoted it.
So what we got to get out?
Oh, okay. Now that was for back then. That was how we got into Africa. Because after that, the one was on the scene, 33 AD.
Yeah.
Right? 70 AD, that's when the Romans finally came in and took down Jerusalem. That's in the Josephus. That's in the history. And what happened is, you can get a book, Babylon and Timbuktu.
Yeah, I got that.
You got that book? When you go home, go to page around 94, 96. It tells you that 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Yeah, I read that, but where's reference come from?
Read that?
Where you come up with that? Where is his reference to that? That 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
That's history. But I mean, I guess if you continue to read it, he'll explain the reference, and then you go to the back of the book and get
that's what I'm saying. I tried to check to see where I could get that, like an ancient reference to that.
Oh, okay, ancient reference.
Saying that the Jews.
I believe it's in the
I know Josephus, he speak about Jews and stuff like in Egypt and all that.
Because the Josephus, I think that was like around 100 something AD, and he spoke about. It should be in the antiquities. If it's not in the War of the Jews and in the Josephus, it should be in the. I don't think it's antiquities.
I got the Josephus too.
Right.
I never found like 1 million Jews there, or even like 200,000 or hundreds of thousands of them fled into Africa or Egypt.
Right. But you know how you can know it's true? You can look in that, go to the history of Africa, go to that history, and you find that there's evidence of Hebrew Israelites, Jews being in Africa.
Yeah,
so it has to be true.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about the number.
What you mean that number?
Yeah,
I can't tell you what that number is.
I know the people. I mean, where else they gonna go?
Right. They can go in either Europe or Asia or into Africa.
But they right there to Egypt popping.
Right. Exactly. And they know it, and it's easy, and it's closer, and they can get into it. Right? But referencing that, like you say, all this stuff gonna happen.
Egyptian.
Right, and they blended with the Egyptians.
They were originally Egyptian.
No, they wasn't.
There 70 of them went in there, and all of them came out in less than 200 years. And they had to be more composed of more Egyptian blood than Hebrew.
I mean, but who was their father? Their father was Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, some of them had to be women bred to Egyptian men. You know, over 200 years, a lot of different mixing and mingling. But I'm saying, just like you say, just say your father, white man, 150 years ago. You know, composed of the Israelites. Just say you got 100 ancestors, one of them white, 99 of them.
But it all goes back. All you gotta do is find out who that father is. After that, it don't matter what woman he lay with. He can lay with an Egyptian woman,
but what I'm saying, like Judah, a daughter of Judah, she have a son with an Egyptian.
Right. Well, that's in the scriptures.
Huh?
That's in the book of Numbers.
That's what I'm saying, but they all raised up in this culture together on this side with the slaves and all of them. They left in the Exodus together.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read this scripture.
What I'm saying,
I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. There's a big rat. It's Atlanta, man. It's Atlanta, man. Don't worry about it. It's Atlanta, man. We don't goddamn jump on me. Matthew 25 and 31. And when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So he's going to separate the different nations.
Yeah.
He's going to take, okay, I got Israelites in Egypt. I'm going to take them out, put them over here. I got Israelites in Asia. I'm going to take them out and put them over here with the rest of the Israelites that came from Babylon, that came from America. Okay? Yeah. And then the rest of those that were among them, he's going to separate and put them on his left hand.
You don't think that's them in the land of state of Israel right now?
Who?
Like all the Chinese people, Jews from here.
Well, yeah, those the goats. So he gonna separate upon his left hand. He gonna take us.
Why they in the land?
Huh?
Why they in the land?
Because it's prophecy. Let me show you. Let me show you what he said. Matthew 24.
I think that's the fulfillment of the other prophecy. We're gonna go back. He said they're gonna go back to the land. They got people in the land now.
Right.
That might be the people there.
Nah, we're the people. Okay?
Some of us over there. Benjamin bought some of them over there.
Right. Well, they gonna have to be destroyed in that land because the nuclear missiles gonna destroy that land over there in Israel too. Because we have to wait upon the Lord to bring us over there. We can't go over there.
That's what I'm saying. So you might say just like Paul had that vision. Benjamin said he had the vision from the law from the angels. Go over there.
But he went about it the wrong way though. Instead of waiting for the Lord to take him over there, he got together with the group of the other Israelites he was with.
But that's what he said his vision was. The Lord spoke to him and said, time to go.
Well, it was a lie.
Oh, man, come on now. So his vision of life with Paul was true.
Of course Paul was true.
Oh, man.
Okay? Of course Paul's vision was true. Okay?
Huh?
You know? But let me read this scripture. I don't know where you're going to go. Alright, but let me read this scripture. Since you asked about the Gentiles.
No, that's
Come on, man.
saying the same thing.
In his word, man.
What? The truth. The Bible?
Right, the Bible. Okay, the truth contained in the Bible. Alright? Right? Well, I got what you asked for about why they over there in that land. Alright, this Luke 21 and 22. It says, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. So what people was led into captivity into all nations? I said, what people was led into captivity into all nations all over the world?
Africa.
Right. But Israelites.
Africa.
It wasn't Africans.
Not Mexicans.
Okay? Mexicans did go on slave ships.
Not in all nations of the earth.
Okay? Alright? They did go on the slave ships. They went in the slave ships. They went over there to Rome, Italy, and then in Europe during the time of Rodrigo Borgia in the 1500s and the 1400s.
You just said all nations.
Okay?
African.
It wasn't just speaking about one particular tribe. It just said Israelite. Israel shall be scattered into all nations. When we read the scripture about they shall be gathered
Y'all going in the room?
from Petros and all of that.
Yeah.
So Israel is among all nations.
Yeah.
Okay?
They got people coming from all nations to the land. You got people from China, India, all around Middle East, Africa.
Matthew 21. Yeah, Matthew 21. And
so they was set up somewhere else.
Yeah. Matthew 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So that time is going to be fulfilled in the time to come. But right now, the Gentiles is in that land. Not being, I'm talking about those Jews.
Running.
Yeah. Because they gave them, you know, asylum over there.
Yeah, they started getting cahoots with them too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. So that's why they over there. But the Lord's going to take the Israelites back. All right? But, I mean, that's it.
Man, I hope so. Something after we've been stepped on for too long, man.
Yeah, man.
I went to them, but I mean, I just don't.
I mean, it's all good. You can come back and build.
Can't hold it to everything, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, truth and everything.
Right. What's what you say? Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, if it to come down, you know, it's a battle, you know what I mean? I got your back.
Hey,
you know what I mean? You need to try the body of it, and you know, I got your back. The only thing I me is like, everybody ain't gonna. Even back in those times, they didn't have this. It wasn't just one sect. You had 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. All them.
Yeah.
You ever done some studies on them? That scene?
The who?
That scene.
Yeah. The scene. Yeah, the scene.
Yeah.
You had the Zealots. You had the Sakari.
Yeah. All them.
Yeah. The scribes, the Pharisees.
The Maccabees sect and all that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, all them different sects, man. You know.
What I'm saying, if we just can't let, like, if you got the Apocrypha, you got many other books, I mean, we just can't let just words in the book bother.
Oh, no, you can't. That's why you want to get the words in the book wrote down. Wrote down right.
I said, a million black people, you're not going to get all the black people to believe the same thing.
Oh, no. That ain't the point. The point is just to get the chosen few that can get it.
Know what I'm saying? Some might get it, but not your whole interpretation. It might, okay, but just like right now, you got different sects of Hebrew.
Right.
Some believe it's New Testament, some don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got some of those Hebrews probably go against other Hebrews just for what they believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all about being perfect. You read the scriptures, you study the scriptures, and you learn and you build and you go on the Spirit.
With the Hebrew thing, I mean, I like to X out the New Testament.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say I do believe that a lot of our people is Hebrew. But I also believe that we got a lot of Medic blood ties too.
Well, we do.
You destroyed
Moses' wife was an Egyptian. No,
I mean, like Maurice time, like they destroyed Jerusalem. We said a million Jews went into Africa.
Right.
Then you got the Arabs, Romans, Greek, all them came and conquered Egypt.
Right.
Bring war to that. Then you had Egyptians spreading out too. So they probably was spreading out like met in say like Nigeria, Chad somewhere. Might have the Egyptian tribe and the Hebrew tribe.
Well, that's what happened.
And might have became one tribe.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Then got brought over here.
That's why my whole point, because we can't really explain it, because I can't tell you. I can't go on the records. You can't go on the records. That's why I say when the Lord does come back, He's going to make that separation.
Yeah, He'll do it then.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
And we'll know them.
Right, exactly. We'll know.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you.
You know, right now we see through a glass darkness.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me try it on it, bro.
No problem.
Bless up, man. Keep it up, though, man.
All right. And you can come back. You can come back and we'll build up whatever.
You out here every day?
I come out every week. I don't know if you'll be in next week, but you can come out.
Would you like once a week?
Yeah.
After tomorrow?
Yeah.
You after tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Somebody? We leave
tomorrow. How long you out here?
Till Monday. We'll leave Monday morning.
You leave Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, you going back to Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I got YouTube.
What your channel is?
You got you got internet and shit. You can go to YouTube and shit. Yeah.
Check out some videos from time to time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the little talking I just did with you, that's how I got started on it. Some videos, some YouTube videos.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, I'm getting ready to close out. So I'm gonna say shalom.